What is up, guys? Happy, what is it? Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I thought it was Tuesday for some reason. I suppose that's better. I hate when you think it's like further on in the week and it ends up only being like Monday. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but like, especially during the pandemic when like time just did not matter, it happened to people a whole lot. That's why I always say having a date is, well, you know what? Actually, no. I will say day date is probably like the most useful complication. And during the pandemic, having a day was actually more useful than anything else. But in general, I think a date is probably more useful, unless again you're in this kind of nether realm that is a pandemic when you're locked inside and nothing really matters. Anyway, we're going to be talking about some Rolex releases that were not mentioned during Watches and Wonders. No one really talked about them because the Land Dweller was really the big hit, right? The Land Dweller, the 1908, and then the OPs that everyone wanted to pay attention to. Jean Cartier is here. MJ is here. And Jean Cartier says, my spirit animal is Garfield. I hate Mondays, but he loves a good lasagna. Man, I love me a good lasagna. Okay, so guys, it is 9:33 a.m. Let's get down to business. We have a whole lot of fun here. Monday through Friday, I do a live show here on the Time Teller channel. And if I don't do a live show, then it's because we are uploading a edited review. And if you don't see anything, then that usually means that I have physical therapy or, a medical procedure. So what we're going to be talking about is, I don't know. I think, honestly, probably some of the better releases by Rolex. And it's a shame that these didn't get the coverage that I think they should have, because I think these are honestly probably cooler than the Land Dweller. Let's jump into this. So, okay. From Monochrome Watches, my buddies at Monochrome, love those guys. Rolex silently released 7 new Daytona models, including a new John Mayer and Meteorite dials. So this is, like, without burying the lead, this is the best one. This is probably the best one or the second best. Okay? As we go further down the list, you'll probably be able to guess which one I think is either the best or second best. This is either one or two, okay? Green dial, sunburst green, all right? More akin to, like, I'll say this is more similar to, like, the green that you will see on the bezel of, like, the 50th anniversary Submariner. It's not the money green that you are used to seeing on like a Hulk or on like that FU chocolate bar, GMT Master. So this is yellow gold with this. I think it's a stunner. I really like that. I think that yellow gold is coming back. I think that rose gold, or as Rolex calls it, Everose. I don't know. I think it is on its way out. I don't think it's as popular as it used to be. Jean Cartier says you'd call this the Loki. I can see that. But I really do like this green and the yellow gold. And I really like the contrast with the yellow gold sub-registers. So I'm a big fan of that. We're going to keep moving on. This is also a very nice one. Okay. Blue and white gold. And again, sunburst. I think that this is probably... Listen, anytime there's green... This is what bothers me, okay? When Rolex releases green watches, no one cares initially. And then people go crazy later. The phenomenon has been true forever. You can hear Seiko yelling in the background. The weird thing, though, is I think people are privy to that. So now there is a bunch of hype around green and Rolex. I think enough people were burned with the Hulk that, and like the Starbucks, that people now, anytime there's green and Rolex, people freak the F out. Blue is another color that's very interesting when it comes to Rolex, because typically if you see blue on a dial, it means big money, because you're either smurfing it with white gold or with that, powder blue, not Tiffany. I'm talking about that kind of powder baby blue. It's platinum, right? This is white gold. I think that this is... Here's what I'll say. Definitely not as interesting as this one. Definitely more wearable than the first one. So I dig it, but it's also less interesting. I think it's probably the better buy because it's easier to wear, right? People just assume it's stainless steel. Now, the unfortunate thing is people will still cut your arm off for it because they don't care what material it is. They just know that it's a Rolex Daytona, and those are worth a lot of money. Sorry, guys. My voice is gone. I did the podcast early this morning, which I don't typically like doing because it's a whole lot of talking, and so now I'm paying the price, but we will proceed. So now we get into Meteorite dials. How does the time teller feel about Meteorite dials? You guys can answer that, all right? Not a huge fan. And anytime I've reviewed a micro brand, like Zelos had a bunch, they used Meteorite a lot. I love textured dials. Don't really like Meteorite. The one deviation is that Meteorite Pepsi with the kind of white Meteorite dial. I actually have come around to that and think it's really cool. These, pretty inoffensive, all things considered. All right. On Oyster Flex, I think it works. These aren't really for me, though. I think that the first two, great. And again, guys, keep this in mind, right? The Daytona that got all the play and attention during Watches and Wonders was that hideous yellow gold with Tiffany blue. Or they're calling it turquoise. Disgusting, dude. So keep it in mind. This is all, it's all relative. It's all subjective. But the truth is, with that being like 2025's headlining Daytona, all of these look like supermodels in comparison. They put the Uggo up front, probably to get it out of the way. They're like, you know what? We'll get this one out of the way, and then later people will talk about the real releases. So yeah, these Meteorite dials, are not for me, but I think that they are probably worlds more handsome than that turquoise yellow gold. That is atrocious. Now we're moving on to what I believe this is like the John Mayer, is it not? Isn't this what they're calling the John Mayer, or was it the white gold that they're calling the John Mayer? Here, you know what? Let's go ahead and I'm gonna find it. John Mayer. Let's see where he is. A white gold, blue dial edition, new chocolate dials for the Everose, and a new John Mayer version. Worn on yellow gold bracelet. This is... Oh, okay, sorry. So the first one is the John Mayer. Interesting. Okay. So this first one is the John Mayer. What is John Mayer known for? Very lazy G-Shock Hodinkee collaborations. Also, being incredibly out of touch with the average watch collector. So I know, guys, can I rant a little bit? I don't know how many people are here. I'm just going to go ahead and rant. John Mayer, I don't really listen to his music. He's an incredible musician. But all things considered, the hard-ons, the collective hard-ons that people get anytime he shows up in a Hodinkee video is it's so cringe and weird because I think in the first Hodinky video, the first talking watches he ever did with Ben Clymer, he referred to his Jacques Cousteau IWC dive watch as the Ford Focus of watches, and he has used that comparison like many times. He likes calling things that are kind of basic Ford Focuses, and it's really unfortunate because that watch is like over $10,000. Okay. And for him to refer to that as the Ford Focus of watches, it's like, yeah, John, you have crazy Patek Philippe's. You have a Daytona. You have both the Daytona Rainbows. Like, you have crazy, crazy watches because you're a multi-millionaire. And yes, he's entitled to his own opinions, as Jean Cartier says. Just like I'm entitled to my own opinions. But it is my opinion that he is 100% out of touch with watches. And ever since I saw that, anytime I hear about him in the watch world or anything, it's just very eye-rolly for me. Because it's like, yeah, you are a hodink. Like, of course, he's a hodink. So, I don't really care about his opinions on watches. So, I don't know what makes this John Mayer, but I know he has a rainbow Daytona, and when he was seen wearing it the first time, people freaked the fuck out. Oops, swear jar. Yo, swear jar. Can we get some super chats for the swear jar? My bad. I always try to keep it family friendly on this channel. That's my bad. All right, moving on. Boom. This honestly, you know what? I talked smack on Everose, but to be totally truthful, this is probably, now that I'm looking at it, I think this looks better than the yellow gold John Mayer. And it's not because I just had this whole diatribe about how I hate John Mayer. That was purely coincidence. I think this Everose chocolate dial, they do it very well. Whether it's a day date, whether it is a Sky Dweller, or this Daytona, for some reason their chocolate dials and their Everose very warm, very sophisticated. I think that this is probably their best release. I'm going to be honest. I think it's better than the 1908. I think it's much better than the Land Dweller. I think it's worlds better than that turquoise yellow gold atrocity. So yeah, the green and yellow gold, I think it's a nice FU watch. I think this is truly the sophisticated stunner. So I would love to hear your opinions, guys, on the matter, but I just wanted to cover this because I think that I unfortunately kind of fanned the flames of the Land Dweller. So it'd be kind of silly of me to complain about how all the watch YouTubers and all the watch media sites only talk about the Land Dweller, when literally I'm one of the people that was like, I think I did like 3 videos on the Land Dweller. So it's my fault. The irony is not lost on me complaining about this. But just wanted to bring this up. Rolex did have some great releases this year. Those OPs with the muted tones, very, very nice. The 1908 in yellow gold with the yellow gold bracelet looks very vintage, looks very nice, although they totally missed the opportunity to give it some interesting complications. I think that this Everose chocolate dial is probably the best. The John Mayer green dial yellow gold looks great. The Meteorite dial is totally inoffensive and much better than that turquoise yellow gold dumpster fire of a watch. But you let me know, and I will see you tomorrow. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. Love you guys. I will see you.